Hi everyone, my name is Marcus and you're watching the Reef Nerd YouTube channel. Well, it's been a while since I've done one of these, so here we go, the latest in my series for 3 useful gadgets for reef keeping. So cleaning the glass is a fact of life for owning an aquarium. The reality of that life means that sometimes we don't clean the glass as much as we should, and potentially algae can sometimes take a stronger foothold or build up in particular areas where our regular magnetic glass cleaners and scrapers won't be able to remove it, or it gets too ingrained on the glass that they're not strong enough to remove it. And that's where our first gadget comes in. This is a razor blade holder from the hardware store. These cost only a couple of dollars and come in a variety of sizes. I use this perhaps every other month where algae builds up despite my regular normal glass cleaning. The disposable blades should only be used once, as salt water is pretty brutal on them and they will rust very quickly. Also, you'll find that a fresh sharp blade is infinitely more effective than an old one. You might think that bigger is better, however consider that the larger the blade, the wider the contact surface with the tank and the more pressure you'll need to apply to remove stubborn algae. So don't go overboard and consider what's right for you. Also, one point of caution is that with these, there's no protection on the sides, so be very careful around the silicone seams of your tank. These holders generally don't have guards on the edges and it can be very easy to accidentally stab the blade right through your silicone, something you definitely don't want to do. Next up is homemade plastic frag holders, just like this. This one was made for me by Phil, the urban reefer, and it's got his sticker on it. It comes with a 3D printed rack in it for holding frags. However, you could easily make your own with any size plastic container and some egg crate cut to size. As long as you choose a plastic container that has a clamping style lid with a silicone seal like this one. As long as you choose a plastic container that has a clamping style lid with a silicone seal, it will work really well with no leaks. As the hobby gravitates more and more towards frags, these types of frag holders will see increasingly common use, and what's more, they're better for the environment than continually bringing frags home in plastic bags. I encourage everyone to chuck one of these in the back of their car, then no matter when you end up at an LFS, you'll always be prepared. I have seen pre-made frag holders like this for sale even in a number of local fish shops near me, and I really like this trend. I would encourage stores to take it further and maybe take a leaf from local supermarkets by starting to charge for plastic bags in order to incentivize customers to bring their own containers like this. And my final item for this round of useful gadgets in reef keeping is silicone or nitrile gloves like this. Anyone who's been in the scene long enough will have a story to tell about coral toxins, stings, or other nasty effects to the skin of our hands from handling corals. Whilst most effects are mild, there are some which can be far more serious and in some cases even very dangerous. From my own experience and that of many reefers I know, including people who work in the industry and on coral farms, it appears that the long-term effects of constant exposure to corals and coral toxins are not something that should be taken lightly. Most people do not build up an immunity or tolerance, but rather, in fact, it goes the other way. They become more sensitive to exposure over time. As such, given how cheap and easy it is to use these gloves, I think everyone should consider this a mandatory form of PPE to utilize at any time you're handling corals. The personal safety aspect aside, there is also likely a benefit to your tank and the corals themselves, as the benefits of these gloves go both ways. Protecting your tank and corals from whatever is on your skin or any potential cosmetics, creams, or other contaminants that could be on your hands. While these kind of silicone or nitrile gloves come in a variety of sizes and colors, just make sure to buy the ones that are free of any kind of powder. Maybe you already knew about some of these gadgets, maybe you found some of these kind of interesting and you can add them to your collection. If you've got ideas for great useful gadgets that can be used in the marine hobby, post them in the comments section down below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe the video if you want to support the channel. This is Captain Nemo, my name is Marcus, and you've been watching the Reef Nerd YouTube channel. Bye for now. Yes, it's all very interesting, isn't it?